Welcome to the Heart of the City Regina Downtown podcast series. I will be your host, Dominika Denev, Manager of Marketing and Communications for Regina Downtown Business Improvement District. Today, I welcome local Saskatchewan artist Krystal Thorburn. Welcome, Krystal.
Hi.
How are you today?
Thanks for having me. I'm good.
You're welcome. I'm looking forward to this. This is our first artist feature on our podcast, so I'm really excited to kind of dive into discussions with you.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So Krystal joins us today to discuss the importance of art within a community, including her experience as an artist in the 2019 Urban Canvas Downtown Regina Alley Door project. Now, I'm interested to know, how did you become an artist? Was this something that you kind of grew up with as a passion as a young toddler and adolescent, or is this something that you formed in your later years?
Creating really has always been a part of my life. Ever since I was little, I was making mud pies and whatever I could find. I would be making stuff all the time. So it's always been part of what I've done. I started sketching in my teen years, and then early adult, I was able to take some painting lessons, and I've just experimented throughout my whole entire life with different mediums and different subjects, and so it's just always something that I've done.
That's cute. So do you still do mud pies for people?
Not quite so much
No,
anymore.
not anymore? Okay, they're not popular. Oh, that's cute. So how frequently do you still then do art? Is it something that you do full time, or is this kind of just a hobby on the side?
I do it as much as I can. It's always, every day I'm thinking about it in some aspect or not. It's kind of seasonal because we are out on the farm and we get our busy times when I can't do art. So winter is mostly when I'm actually doing the creating part, but in the summertime, I like to get out and do some plein air painting and sketching, and that's where I start to, I guess, gather my inspiration from and work off of what I see all throughout the year.
That's what I was just thinking. I was wondering if your inspiration is from farm life, right? Like if you're out there all the time, is it the landscapes, the trees, the floral, all that kind of stuff? Like, that's kind of where your art stems from?
Yeah, it's all of that, and the lifestyle. It's always like you said, the landscape, the trees, the plants, everything is always part of what you're doing and where you're at. So it's always a part of my art that comes through, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And natural, right? I guess because it's around you all the time. I'm guessing it would be pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
kind of a snapshot of what you're seeing on your day-to-day basis. So do you have a studio right in your home there on the farm, or do you have a separate place that you go and do your art?
I have a studio right in my house, and I also have a studio shared space in town that I get to occasionally, not quite as often as I'd like to, but having the studio at home makes a huge difference. So it's good.
Yeah. And what styles or mediums do you use? I'm kind of pretty early in my years of knowing art. I've done things with my dad when I was younger, and I have some watercolor and acrylic, but is there certain mediums and textures of those tools that you use often? I don't know if that's the right way to word it, but.
I've used a lot of different mediums. I've pretty much used acrylics right now and inks more so, watercolor, and then I use mixed media too, because I use different elements to be able to create what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I've used the actual plants themselves in some of my artwork, and so it depends on what it is I'm trying to portray, on what mediums or materials I'll use.
And I see that mixed media seems to be really common these days. Hey, a lot of people are very innovative and think of different unique ideas. And I loved your comment about like using the plants themselves within the art. I think that's a really unique and adds like a different layer of texture and just feeling of the space of the art itself. So that's really neat. Now I feel with yourself too, as an artist, you've kind of done this as an adolescent, like in your younger years, adolescent through to your later years, and just the passion of where you get your inspiration from, and it's around you day to day. Why do you feel art is so important within a community?
I feel the arts brings a huge value to a community by opening our minds to different outlooks, interpretations, and ideas life brings. So whether art brings you pure joy, awareness of an issue, or even anger or outrage, I think art has that ability to affect us all, and in some ways be able to help us feel those emotions and just appreciate them.
Mhm.
Art also brings like people together through projects and connections of the subject, or even just the human element of the artist's spirit in the artwork. So I really do feel that art in a community is such an important thing. It does bring us together as a community.
Thank you, Krystal. I really appreciate your feedback when it comes to answering that question. I thought it was really beautiful, all the different um, ideas that you have and what it brings to a community. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So the next question then I have is, because you're so fluent in art and just the importance of it within a community, what made you decide to join the Urban Canvas Downtown Regina Alley Door project?
Actually, I thought it was a great opportunity as an artist to be able to have my art on public display and hopefully brighten someone's day. Your project has really given me a platform to express my vision through art, which is the importance of having plants and insects and wherever we are and wherever we live. It's something that connects us just with that, the
Mhm.
plants and the environment.
And the project that you completed, so you did an alley door in 2019, right? Last year.
Right.
And the
Yep.
title of your piece is called Color of Life. Did you want to explain the meaning behind your image? Right now, just so anyone who's listening, we will have this image as the graphic for introducing her podcast, and we will have them available on the website. So if you do want to look into what this design actually looks like, it is available on our website as well. So she's going to just kind of explain for us the color of life and the meaning behind this project.
Um, Actually, I guess it goes from what I had said before, where I'm always outside and either in the garden or going for a walk, and so as I referred to, all these things that I see during the day, just in my daily life, whether it's the sun shining through on a plant in a certain way or in some new insect flying in, all those things kind of spark my interest in a creative way. And so it's from those things that I want to try to show other people what I see throughout the day. And so I use the colors of the rainbow just to bring that subtle yet vital role and kind of enhance what I see with the plants. And I also think that it's part, we're all part of that, and we're all part of nature to sustain that life. And it brings just the beauty that we should be cherishing.
Thank you. And again, like you said, it touches on, you can just see within your pieces and where you get your inspiration from, really your spirit behind yourself as an artist, and just bringing that to the community and bringing us together with that. So I think it's really a beautiful story, and you can definitely see where you've come from with your art. And I think it's truly something magical. So thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to add today that we maybe didn't touch on, or anything you wanted to remind listeners about? We will let them know where they can find your art too here at the end. But if there's anything else you wanted to touch on before we end this podcast?
I guess I just wanted to bring an awareness to the environment and how important it is for all of us, regardless of whether we are in the city or in the country or wherever we are. It's all part of us.
Thank you. And let's just remind the listeners and let them know where they can find your art pieces that are possibly for sale or just to follow along on your journey through what you're expressing through your art.
I have a website. It's crystalthorburn.com. And I also have an Instagram profile, and I'm on Facebook.
Wonderful. And we'll list those so everyone has your usernames right within the podcast as well, so they can follow along your journey. So I just want to thank you on behalf of Regina Downtown for coming on our podcast and just explaining, the importance of art within our community, why you joined our Urban Canvas Downtown Regina project, and a little bit about the artwork that you submitted. So we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
And thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to express myself.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you.